The Farmfoods British Par 3 coverage is sponsored by the Farmfoods European Senior Masters.
The golfing celebrities are here once again at the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship for 2 days of fantastic short game mayhem. And here's your host, Len Goodman.
If you go down to Nalcott Hall this week, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down to the course this week, you'd better believe your eyes. Because so many celebs and amateurs that ever there was are gathered here for certain because this week's the week we all go short game bonkers. Whoa, come on, Lenny boy. Welcome to the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championships here at Nalcott Hall. In today's show, it's the turn of the celebrities and amateurs to take on this fantastic Cromwell course. Here's Simon Golding to tell you more.
Thanks, Len. That's right. Coming up on the show, a star-studded field of celebrities from TV, film and sport team up with their amateurs for 2 days of entertaining, skillful, amusing and highly competitive short game golf on this immensely challenging course. The UK's answer to the Augusta National Par 3 course, the Cromwell, has just been nominated by the World Golf Awards in the Best Par 3 category. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is the test at Nalcott Hall. The first hole is called the Warren, a long narrow green with runoffs to bunkers and not the easy start it looks. The second is named Rhodey's Bank after the rhododendrons that grow around the back of the green. Statistically, it's the easiest hole on the course, but the water at the front is waiting for bad shots. The third is Woosey's Pond, a 125-yard carry across the lake to the green, named after the 1991 Masters champion Ian Woosnam, who thinks this about the hole.
Tricky little devil.
And talking of tricky, hole 4, Shrimp's Isle, is just 95 yards, but it's the one the pros fear. It's a tribute to Great British US Open winner Alison Nicholas MBE. 5, Needle's Eye, is all about racing to the green by threading the eye of a needle between the chicane of big trees that guard the hole. 6 is dedicated to British Par 3 host Tony Jacquelin's CBE, the two-time major winner who guided Europe back to Ryder Cup respectability in the 1980s. Don't let the beautiful Jacqueline Falls be your downfall though. 7, Nalcott Falls brings you back towards the clubhouse. A Paradise Island green, but no relaxing sandy beaches in sight. Just water, water everywhere. Hole 8 is patrolled by Sam Torrance's twin oak trees, hence the name. Shape the ball past the foliage to get to the green, but it's an upturned saucer, so miss it and you'll miss out. And finally the 9th, Mooley's Bridge, the longest hole on the course at 146 yards, named after Sid Mooland and his son, two-time British Par 3 winner Mark. And it's a proper grandstand finish, home to some dramatic title-winning action over the years at the British Par 3 Championship. The players will go twice around the course and 54 shots or better is the target. There's another terrific crowd gathered here to watch the action, meet the celebrities on course and at the Q&As in the tented village, enjoying the garden party atmosphere that the British Par 3 Championship is famous for. First up, the teams go head-to-head in the Celebrity Amateur Challenge, and then on day 2, it's the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day, with actors, dancers, singers, footballers, rugby players, cricketers, and even a team of world-class golfers looking to take top honours.
This is about as hard as it gets.
They're the shortest par 5s in the country.
Yeah. And at the end of each tournament day, the players and guests head to the spectacular gala dinner to raise money for charity, to party and to collect their trophies. There's plenty of superb golf action coming up on the show as the teams battle for the titles. But as always out there on the Cromwell course, the celebs can't resist having a bit of fun.
Join us for all the action on Sky Sports.
Who hit that? Duffy! Well, as you probably guessed, ladies and gentlemen, I'm one of the favourites to take top honours this week. So I'm off to the first tee to show the crowd what I can do. And I'm going to leave you guys to enjoy the show. Oh, you lucky people. Cheerio.
Time to get out to the Cromwell course now and catch up with the action on day one, the Celebrity Amateur Challenge, a shotgun start and a hole 2. Ian Halliwell, one of the tournament's greatest supporters with his team, the Social Golfer, doing great work to promote the development of golf for people with disabilities. Ian, always unorthodox, usually though effective, leaving himself that for a birdie. And the Social Golfer's celebrity in today's event, former international footballer and West Ham player, now TV and radio presenter Dean Ashton. Slightly more orthodox than Ian, and usually very effective. A birdie at the first already for Dean. This is going to spin. Super shot, and that could be a second big scoring hole for the Social Golfer. Hole 5, Needle's Eye, and the two men that make this tournament happen every year. John Hayes with his Champions UK team on the tee, and Rick Cressman, Nalcote Hall owner and British Par 3 chairman, watching on in the green shirt. Oh, that is class from John. And he's got some really good playing partners alongside him today as well. Andrew Thurkill, usually brilliant around this Cromwell course. And this is all over the flag. Hello, hello. Bandit alert. Two great tee shots and a chance for John and Andrew to say to their celebrity Ryder Cup star Costatino Rocca, beat that, Tino. Well, he loves a challenge, does the Italian, now playing on the Seniors Tour. It's good. Oh, nearly another hole in one. And that is primo from Tino. Back to the second, a par 3 and Halliwell for 2 points and a 3-point birdie chance now for Dean Ashton. Best 2 scores count per hole. Oh, yes. Well holed, and the Social Golfer team are flying. Adam Phillips caught up with Dean a little later in the round.
I peaked far too early, straight out of bed, bacon roll and 2 birdies in my first 2 holes, and I thought this is going to be great. And then, as always, this course tends to bite back, and I've struggled since then. But I absolutely love this event. I just can't wait for it every year because of how quirky it is and the course layout.
And it's all about the short game here. Obviously, you can't get your driver out. How do you find that?
It's a great test, to be honest, and it makes you think about where you've got to hit it, because there's just places you just don't want to miss it. Some of the bunkers and some of the runoff areas are so difficult. So even if you're a decent golfer, it's a proper test.
Dean's fellow radio and TV presenter Georgie Bingham loves her golf, but taking a little time to come to terms with the rigours of the Cromwell. But that's nice. Right, let's hear from Georgie.
Georgie, first few holes, how are you getting on?
Absolutely terribly. I've hit 2 greens. I think I spent too much time having breakfast, not enough time warming up.
Obviously, this is all about the short game. How is your short game?
Not as good as my long game. This is perfect for me because this is exactly where my game needs to improve, and hopefully I'll improve on the next 9.
Georgie today playing alongside Dan Callahan in the Callahan Tyres team. Dan fell in love with this tournament a few years ago when he travelled over from the States with Tony Jacklin, and he's been making the pilgrimage every year since. Great shot. Boys' own singer Keith Duffy back on the road with the band this summer, and he's been touring with Brian McFadden recently also. Both keen golfers, and with one aim today to beat each other, while at the same time uniting against the common enemy, Strictly dancer James Jordan. And that is going to score points for Keith with his John West team. And I can tell you that was Mr. McFadden in the background enjoying the shot and getting ready to tee off. Birdie chance for the M2K Services team led by World, European and Commonwealth 400-metre champion Derek Redmond. And there's Derek on hand with the congratulations. What a putt. Farrell Golf, 23 points through 6, but a shotgun start today, so actually hole 5 is the 7th hole they play on the front 9, and in the red box the points they've scored. Glenn Miller from the tee orchestrating the team's challenge and spinning it back to the hole. Oh, nearly a hole in one, and that number in the red box is going to increase after that tee shot, a big birdie chance. And there's celebrity Don Goodman, delighted about that, and from one Goodman to another, here's Len with his Pladis Global team. This one's going to break left to right. Cracking putt. And off he goes again. I tell you, when Len holes a few, he doesn't half cover some miles. Look at him go. Evidently he does that in the Sunday medal as well. Now Tony's son, professional golfer Warren Jacklin in the trap at 8. with probably the smelliest bunker shot you're going to see all day. I've no idea how he's going to stop this on the green. Like that, I guess. Would you, Adam and Eve it? Well played, Warren. Now, never discussed at Hogwarts, but I suspect there was a spell for playing golf. James Phelps on the tee, playing for the Rustlers Bogeymen today, and better known as one of the mischievous Weasley twins, Fred, in the Harry Potter movies, and he's got brother Oliver, who plays George, on his bag. Terrific shot, and the twins have spent so much time with the fans out there on the course. They've been great sports, and they spoke to Adam Phillips.
So guys, better known for Harry Potter, but obviously keen golfers as well.
We are, yeah. It's been really good actually, so really enjoying today, and the guys playing with a good fun as well.
Now Oliver, did you pull the short straw here? Why aren't you playing?
I was supposed to be playing, but I've got pretty bad whiplash, so I've been told not to swing any golf clubs. But I did check, and she said carrying 4 clubs in a golf bag is acceptable. But yeah, I've been trying to help James. I think he just needs to listen a bit more now.
And do you guys get to play a lot?
Yeah, normally we do, yeah. Just a great game to be able to play wherever you go in the world. We're always quite lucky to be able to take our sticks and play a few holes, which is always nice.
Before we came out, I was overhearing a couple of other guys who will remain nameless, but they were talking about, I can hit it quite a long way, I can do this, I can do that. So I'm intrigued to see their scores today, because like I say, if you're on a par 5 and you're 100 yards in with your second shot or third shot, you expect to get par. Here, it's very challenging, so yeah, it's good.
Derek Redmond's GB 4x400 teammate Chris Akabusi, an individual Olympic medalist in his own right and playing for the Cots Beverages team today. Roadies Bank, hole 2, supposedly the easiest on the course. There's nothing easy on the Cromwell, and look at this. Forget the tee shot, let's have a photo. That's how things tend to roll at the British par 3. James Phelps armed with Caddy Oliver's advice. Let's hope he was listening about this putt at 9. Should be relatively straight if he gives it some tap. Oh, lip out, but a tap in for 4, not bad at all at the longest hole on the course. Back to Chris Akabusi at Roadies Bank. Honestly, he's in there somewhere. The ball's out though, but still not on the green. He never stops laughing, just as well with golf like that. Former England Test cricketer James Taylor now moving into the world of punditry. Playing today for Team Burton's Biscuits with his tee shot at the 3rd, Woosey's Pond. 125-yard carry over the water. No problem for James. Great tee shot from one of the best close-in fielders the game of cricket has ever seen. Back to Chris on his weird and wonderful journey of discovery at the 2nd. Classic Akabusi in so many ways. And he's not done yet. Told you.
Never on the green.
Chris, it's great to see you back here at the British Par 3 Championship. What is it about this tournament that brings you here?
Well, it's nice and neat, it's compact, and it's not very often you get a chance to actually have 18 goes at a par 3, although it can be scary when you stand on the tee and you've got people watching you, because unless you're a professional, and there's the old slidey, there's the old hook, there's the old 4, all part of the game.
And how do the nerves compare to, say, a World Championships or an Olympics or a European final?
Well, the nerves here are worse, because at a World Championships, Olympics, at least you know you can do the job. Whereas here, you're definitely an imposter.
The course at Nalcote Hall is as close to the Kevin Costner film Field of Dreams as you will ever see. Owner Rick Cressman has created something very special indeed.
I've put in a huge amount of effort to make it not just a good course, but a great little course, and it's always been my ambition that it should be Warwickshire's answer to the par 3 course at Augusta in terms of beauty. And I've got to be honest, I'm absolutely delighted that this year the World Golf Awards has nominated us with 3 other venues for people to vote for the best par 3 golf course in the world. I hope it is having some influence through the grapevine at helping golf to be grown as a game, because it really is a sport for life like I think no other.
That's all for part 1. Coming up after the break here on Sky Sports, plenty more great golf action from the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship. We drop in on the battle for bragging rights between 3 very good players as Jordan, Duffy and McFadden turn it on for the cameras. And there's more on-course comment. That's all coming up.
He's been doing really well, yeah. Is it, 5 or 6 really good tee shots out of the 7?
Level par I am, yeah, out of 7, so still plenty of time for that to
Improve.
Farmfoods British Par 3 coverage is sponsored by the Farmfoods European Senior Masters.
Welcome back to day one of our Celeb coverage from this year's Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship and tournament number one, the Celebrity Amateur Challenge here at Nalcote Hall. Scores now really starting to matter, and Dean Ashton left with a very tricky up and down at 18 to get his par and add 2 points to the social golfers' 76-point tally. They lead the tournament at the moment, but Ashton's job just got tougher. TV presenter Manish Basim with his Farmfoods team in the rhododendrons at the back of the second. And he's got to be careful here. It's downhill all the way back to the water, and he's left himself with a long putt for par. Consistently one of the best amateur golfers here at the British Par 3, Ricky Sturrock shared top honours in the Norma Seaherd Silver Salver with James Jordan last year, but just missed out this year. He's still got that magic touch around the greens though, and playing alongside professional golfer Peter Baker. Back to 18, Dean Ashton's team need him to score here to help them post a really good final total. Can he hold his nerve in front of the grandstand? Oh, yes he can, complete with reaction from Ian Halliwell. I can tell you they got another par there, so they head to their last hole with 80 points in the bank. Uphill and a little bit of left to right for Manish Basim for par. Nicely done, and the reaction tells you all you need to know. Manish loves his golf. The champions of golf team going well, but it looks like team captain Miguel Angel Martin on the tee. Tommy Horton MBE, Gary Wolstenholme MBE and Mark Murphy are going to be denied the win over the AMs they so desperately wanted. Lovely shot though. Breakfast TV presenter Naga Manchetti loves playing golf in front of the TV cameras, but what's her take on the Cromwell course here at Nalcote Hall?
Notoriously tricky course, this.
Really tricky, like one of those courses that you kind of think, oh, it's fine, and then it just sneaks up behind you and bites you on the bum. But it's fun. On a par 3 you can score a 4 or a 5, and you can lay up if it's long, and you'll always be on the green, you'll always be involved, and I think it's perfect because people of all abilities should be able to play together.
James Jordan playing with Team Vimto today, and this man's golf has improved out of sight since we first started watching him compete at the British Par 3. Denied at 10 though, and that won't help his head-to-head battle for bragging rights against Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden. Talking of which, here is Keith with an even longer putt for par than Manish Basin, and his John West teammates need him to hold this. Right on cue, and the boys' own singer drains it for a couple of points, and he and the team spoke to Adam Phillips out on course.
We're scoring okay. We're only 5 over after 7 holes, which is not too bad considering we are amateurs. But we've got a lot of birdies coming up with shots, so I'm hoping we'll finish at least, if not 2 under level par.
And what's it like not being able to get the old driver out and giving it a whack?
I must admit it's...
Well, Damie's been using the driver on every hole.
Which is why we've not scored any points yet.
Now, Brian said earlier on he didn't care what he did as long as he beat you and James. What do you feel about that?
Well, he usually does, but today he only gets 6 shots because he has to have half his handicap, so I believe. And I get 5, so there's only 1 between us today. So we'll see. He's a lovely golfer. I don't think this course will suit Brian because Brian hits a 58 about 140. Which is ridiculous.
Mr. McFadden with Team Britvic, a very classy golfer as Keith said, but a slippery putt at 11 for his birdie. And that is proper golf. The celebs knocking them in then for fun at the moment and loving every minute out there on the Cromwell.
There's 2 people I've got my eye on, as Keith Duffy and James Jordan. Probably more James Jordan though, because he's just got the biggest ego in golf. And I just got to beat him. And especially the fact that Len Goodman's here as well. He can be like, 0! I'd love that.
I doubt Mr. Jordan would love that very much. As always, though, at the British Par 3, the right to reply.
We spoke to Brian, and he said he doesn't care about the tournament.
As long as he beats me. Yep. He won't beat me. He won't beat me. It's a different level. It's like a celebrity going on Strictly trying to compete against a pro dancer.
He also said that you're the most arrogant golfer he's ever met. So.
Yes, I am.
James, Keith and Brian, always good sports. Adam Phillips happy to stir it out there on course. Now he's talked the talk, James Jordan has got to walk the walk. Job done, as they say. Back to the teams in contention now for the Celebrity Amateur Challenge Trophy, and Mike Hill at the 12th on 48 points so far with the Farmfoods 3 team. It's a very good ball, does Mike. Oh yes, and goes a couple of yards better than teammate Jerry Savage. A possible 6-pointer on the way for that team then. Event sponsor Eric Hurd and proud dad watching on as daughter Sarah Beryl tees it up at 15. The pin towards the front of this green at Jacqueline Falls today, so good players like Sarah can attack it, and that's exactly what she's done. Despite what it looks like, Manish Basin and his team are having a good day out there today. That's David Kelly, his teammate, wearing the shrub and producing a quite glorious chip onto the green at one of the toughest holes out there. Looking slightly sheepish though after his trip to the bushes. Teammate Paul Rowley with a chance to get inside that ball with his chip, and I love it when a plan comes together. And also finding himself in a predicament, Derek Watson. It's elementary. Clinical accuracy from Watson. And Manish looking happy. They've got the 9th surrounded. A good tee shot from Jerry Savage. Some help on the putt line from 1992 US Senior Open champion Larry Loretti. What could go wrong? Oh, it didn't quite come back to the hole. A tap-in 2-pointer though for Jerry. Pro golf from former West Indian cricketer Franklin Stevenson is the celebrity with the West Midlands Safari Park team. Tom Gadsby looking for a 3-point birdie. And the great Gadsby has got it. The Lions are roaring. Well, purring contentedly, shall we say. Can Mike Hill make his birdie putt at 12 after Jerry Savage's slightly unlucky 2-pointer? Big break on this downhiller. Oh yes, perfectly read, and more points in the bank for Farmfoods 3, who are looking like a good shot for the title today. A very popular celebrity at the British Par 3, former Scottish international footballer and now Sky Sports pundit Alan McInally, playing with the Frenary UK team. Alan and the lads spoke to us earlier in their round.
It's been wet today, it's been more difficult, there's been quite a bit of spin, but none of them can actually spin the ball anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, Alan is experienced at this British Par 3 Championships. Has he been showing you around the greens?
He's been doing really well, yeah. Is it, 5 or 6 really good tee shots out of the 7?
Level par I am, yeah, out of 7, so still plenty of time for that to
improve.
Craig Ellsworth lovingly felled by a right cross from McInally after that interview, but the last word can definitely go to Alan if he holds this. That's a great birdie at a tough hole, and that's what this Nalcote crowd have come to see, a quality finish from the former footballer, capped 8 times by Scotland. The intriguingly tricky Shrimps Isle, 4th and 13th hole on the Cromwell. Another former international footballer, Welshman John Hartson, about to take it on with his Meadowvale Foods team. And that's one of the best shots we'll see all week at Shrimps. Here's John.
It's all about playing with the boys and with the team from North Wales. They're also Welsh speakers like myself, so we'll have a bit of fun, and I think ultimately, you know, that's what it's all about really for me.
There's a bit of a football theme to this part of the show. Former Scottish international player turned manager Gordon Strachan playing some great golf today. See what I mean?
Gordon, it's fantastic to see you here at the British Par 3 Championships. How is your game shaping up to this week?
I'm like every golfer, I come to be with great expectations, thinking it's got to be easy. Within 4 holes I hate the game, I want to throw my clubs away, never want to play it again. Then I'll have a decent hole somewhere along the line, I think that's great. I'll feel good for a couple of holes, then it'll drive me mad again. So that's the usual kind of Strachan round.
Now it is all about the short game, is that one of your specialities?
I'm the short man, so yeah, so there's a certain height you have to be in the short game. I think I qualify.
And from one of Scotland's best ever midfield playmakers to one of England's finest shot stoppers, Peter Shilton from earlier in his round. A record-breaking 125 caps for England, and Shilt's still great value at the British Par 3. Andy Cole, a very good golfer in his own right, spoke to Adam Phillips about the season ahead for one of his former clubs.
What are your thoughts on Man United's chances this year for the title?
Looking strong. I think we made some good acquisitions in the summer so far. You know, I think we can go into the season very, very positive. You know, I got myself back in Champions League football as well, which is very important. But like I said, I think the league's going to be very exciting because, like I said, there's been a lot of money being spent.
Andy Cole playing with Team Young Seafood, and like a lot of players today, all looking to go at the pin at Jacqueline Falls. Andy, Nicola Gibbons, Alan Anderson and Steve Lidgett all playing very well, and they are all over it. A change of sport now to rugby and England's World Cup winner Mike Tindall MBE.
Tell us about post-rugby life for you. Are you still playing for Mitch Hamilton? Is that right?
Yeah, try and play. I mean, I don't play as much as I'd like to, just in terms of other commitments, but I try and play as many times as I can. It probably works out 6 times a year or something. You know, it's a great social club. They really get involved in the local area, so it works really well for me.
It must be great for other guys playing against you, saying they're going to come up against Mike Tindall.
Yeah, it's mainly against young whippersnappers, so I mean, hopefully they'll enjoy the occasion, and hopefully they do step me or they do bounce me or something, and then they can go away and say that. And then I'll come back and find them.
Take heed, whippersnappers, take heed. Back to Shrimps Isle, and a very rare sighting indeed at this hole, a birdie chance. This one for former England Test cricketer James Taylor. We spoke to James earlier today.
So James, the cricketers make the best golfers.
Well, not all of them, but some of them. It's going all right, I'm loving it. Nice to have a few people watching, come out and supporting.
How are you scoring at the moment?
You know what, I struggled on the first just to get into it, so I blobbed the first and then I went par, bogey, so I'm doing all right, I'm there and thereabouts.
And so to the conclusion of the Celebrity Amateur Challenge. Dean Ashton, Ian Halliwell, Roger Hercombe and Steve Skitt continued their fantastic bid for the title, while nearly all the rest dropped away. Farmfoods too made some putts, but not quite the points. The same could be said for Team West Midlands Safari Park, but they were entertaining nevertheless. The celebrity title was claimed by rugby player Max Evans. The former Scotland international capped 44 times for his country, scoring 36 points to finish in top spot. And despite a cracking round by the social golfer, one of the most successful teams in British par 3 history, they just couldn't quite get across the line. Larry Loretti's boys matched them virtually shot for shot to come in on the same score of 86 points. Farmfoods 3, though, confirmed the Celebrity Amateur Challenge champions on countback in one of the tightest finishes we've had in years. And from the course to the gala dinner, hosted by Tony Jacquelin's CBE to crown the winners. So with Tony and wife Astrid overseeing the evening, players and guests set about raising money for the Rainbow's Hospice for Children and Young People, with celebrity auctioneer Derek Redmond at the helm. Then an impromptu superstar sing-along kicked off as Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden got on stage to get everyone up and dancing, partying through until the champions were crowned. Congratulations and commiserations go to Ian Halliwell and his team in the runners-up spot, but the first Celeb-Am trophy of this year's tournament goes to Team Farmfoods 3. Congratulations to Larry Loretti, Jerry Savage, Mike Hill and David Nelson, the Celebrity Amateur Challenge champions for 2017. Coming up after the break, our second Celebrity Amateur Tournament, right here on Sky Sports.
Farmfoods British Par 3 coverage is sponsored by the Farmfoods European Senior Masters.
Welcome back to the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship. Coming up, a second fantastic day of celebrity amateur golf on the Cromwell course to finish this week of tournaments at Nellcote Hall. During the middle part of the week, though, the focus is on the stunning field of pros gathered to compete for the British Par 3 Championship title and the winner's cheque for €50,000. Won this year by Richard O'Hanlon, finishing 5 under par to claim the title for a second time in his career after his first win back in 2010. The amateurs also play a starring role alongside the pros as the single-figure handicappers compete individually for the Norma Seaherd Silver Salver, which this year was claimed by Paul Laurie's son Michael with a score of +5. And teaming up with professional Ashley Mason in the Pro-Am event, Golf Punk's Nick Kevin was enjoying himself, draining this putt at 4, accompanied by a suitably rock and roll celebration. With one of the legends of the women's game, Dame Laura Davies, watching on, Penny Dawson produced this tee shot at the second to set up another birdie for her and Pro-Am partner, 2003 French Open winner Phil Golding, and then followed it with this terrific putt to make the birdie. But top honours in the Pro-Am belong to Tony Lim and new British Par 3 winner Richard O'Hanlon. Tony making that pressure putt in front of the crowd at the last hole to clinch the title, and a very special win alongside Richard. Time to get back to the action now, and the last day of tournament play here at the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship, the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day. And once again, it's a star-studded field out there enjoying the Cromwell course and battling it out for the title. The Champions UK team, with their very special celebrity, British Par 3 regular William Roach MBE, alias Ken Barlow, ticking along very nicely indeed.
I've played in most of the 11 years this has been going, and year on year, each year it's growing. You can feel it getting bigger, better, more people, better names and everything. It's a very exciting tournament.
And how's the week panned out for you so far?
It's been superb, and the celebrity turnout has been fantastic, but the quality of the golfing pros have turned up yet again this year, and 7 or 8 major winners, as you know, and a lot of Ryder Cuppers.
I always feel a bit inadequate here, but
not at all.
I'm having a good bunker day. Well, I'm not having a good bunker day, I'm having a frequent bunker day. And I just got my last one where I got out of the bunker and I actually got a point, didn't I?
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
4. So I'm quite pleased with that.
Well, guys, we won't hold you up any longer. Best of luck for the rest of your round.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Getting some more bunkers.
Former England and Aston Villa striker Peter With at the 5th, playing for Team Kerry Foods. He's a very good golfer, Peter, and that's a great shot at Needle's Eye from the European Cup winner. And Peter, I can tell you, went on to make par there. Carlsberg have another former Aston Villa player, Lee Hendry, as their celebrity. Plays a lot of golf these days since retiring from football. Spent 14 years at Villa in the end, and that's a sweet putt. At 6, Alan McInally keeping an eye on Mazar's teammate Bob Johnson. Nice strike from Bob. Looks good. Oh yes, and Alan will have enjoyed watching that shot, but he won't enjoy watching these trousers. Next on the tee, sunglasses on for Chris Todd's strides. And you know what they say, if you're going to wear loud clobber on the course, you better be able to play. Go on then, Chris, we'll let you off. Good shot. Former Ireland and Liverpool player Steve Staunton is a good amateur golfer, looking to sink this one at 14 to add some more valuable points to the Team Kellogg score, and he's done just that. Nice putt. And that wasn't as easy as it looked. Yes, we got it, big man. Don't worry, don't worry. Cricketer Ryan Sidebottom has got himself in a right pickle at 18. What's he going to do here? Well, he's decided to go between the trees, and that is an absolute miracle shot from Ryan. Still new to golf, but he was really looking forward to his day at the British Par 3.
I'm just really excited about the day. Yeah, enjoy mixing with lots of new people, meeting new friends. So, yeah, it's really exciting times, and hopefully I can win a few holes for my team as well.
And we've had Ryder Cup stars, major winners here, and they struggle around this course. How have you found it just in that first hole?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I would have been in and around the hole, but I was very left, just like my bowling probably. So, yeah, look, I'm going to enjoy the day. I'm with some great guys, so yeah, really excited.
And here's someone else very excited to be back on a golf course, singer and TV star Sunita.
Not known for your golf, Sunita, but how is it shaping up today?
You know what? It's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's been a while, I have to say. It's a bit kind of all the gear and no idea, if you know what I mean.
And are you enjoying your day today?
Oh my God, I'm loving it. It's perfect weather, everyone's lovely. There were a few giggles when I walked out, but you know, I've done about 2 good shots that people witnessed, so you know, I'm quite happy with that.
And how much golf do you get to play?
I haven't been able to play really for 10 years since I adopted my children. Apparently, I have a good swing, like it sort of looks like I can play if you see me on the driving range. And then you get on the golf course and it's a bit different. But it's amazing that you don't really forget everything. Like every hole, I'm like remembering different things, how I used to hold the club, and it's slowly like starting to feel good.
Good stuff, and we're going to wish you all the best for the rest of your round.
Thank you so much. I'm going to beat Brian McFadden.
Peter With's team continuing their good form and looking for more points at Nalcote Falls. Peter making it over the water, but left with this very long-range putt. Wow, that was superb from there. Great judgment of pace. Darts maestro, former world champion Eric Bristow with Team Muller at 14 and a decent points tally so far after 10 holes. They'll need to keep that going if they want to challenge for the title today though, and that's fine. That should be another par and 2 points in the bank for a smiling Bristow. And this should be a routine par as well for Peter With. And it is, and he marches on with teammates John Colclough, Stephen Costello and Rory Fitzhenry to potentially post a winning score today. Although Joe Stewart might have other ideas, this to take some pressure off his teammates, all poised close to the hole. And Eric will appreciate that one dropping, I'm sure. Robbie Fowler, former England and Liverpool striker, looking odds-on to win the celebrity title today. He was sceptical about par 3 golf, but I can tell you he's loved every minute. In fact, I'll leave Robbie to tell you himself. He's with Adam Phillips.
I got a clap there, I'm happy with that. It's great to see you here. You've played a couple of holes. What are your thoughts?
You know what, I played here yesterday for the first time, and you know, I've loved it. I think it's been brilliant. Good atmosphere. The course is tough. You know it's tough when even the pros who played yesterday and the day before were saying it was tough. So I think the idea and the way this course is designed and planned, I think it's a real good test. And if anything, it'll probably make your golf better. I'd love my handicap to come down. I play off about 12 at the minute. I know people will probably queer out when I say I play off about 12, but I'm officially 12, so I can be a little bit lower as well. So enjoy the game, play as much as I can when I can, but family life dictates.
And supporting Robbie today in the Jupiter Group team, Norman Tweddle, Alex Moore and John Mills, all doing a pretty good job. How about that? Well, the sporting superstars just keep coming. 1992 Formula One world champion Nigel Mansell was considering a career in golf, and he has played off scratch. And that's why. Clever shot.
Nigel, you're about halfway round at the moment. How's it going so far?
Well, we were doing all right. We had a tyre explode on the last hole there, but we're having a lot of fun. Great team, great team.
You get to play a lot?
Trying to play a little bit more. I'm playing handicaps 1.5 at the moment, so yeah, I want to get it down to 1 or scratch before hopefully the end of the year, so we'll see how that goes.
It's a devil of a course, isn't it?
It's tricky. I mean, you've got the best pros here, and even they're finding it very difficult at times, and I think the rain we had a couple of days ago is making the ball spin an awful lot more. I don't get the massive spin the pros get, but here I'm getting massive spin, and it's causing me some problems.
Well, we'll wish you all the best for the rest of the round.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
After the break, it's the conclusion of the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day with more big names in action. And if you're very good, boys and girls, we'll have some bloopers at the end of the show. That's all coming up from the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship right here on Sky Sports.
No cameras, please, mate.
Farmfoods British Par 3 coverage is sponsored by the Farmfoods European Senior Masters.
Welcome back to Nelcote Hall in Warwickshire and our last visit this year to the Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship. The teams are out on the Cromwell course and coming to the end of their round in the traditional final tournament, the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day. Former Manchester United player Clayton Blackmore was in the points, helping his team to a top 10 finish with some great golf. But fellow players Martin Wright, Graham Spencer and Paul Woodland also came in with some good scoring to help the cause. It was a touch of show me the way to the green as singer Tony Christie produced a terrific shot to get back in play at the last, inspiring the crowd to a rendition of his smash hit Amarillo. As expected, Robbie Fowler eventually settled into his short game rhythm to win the celebrity title on the day. And he did it with some very clever, calculated finishing. Some things never change, eh? 33 points, good enough for Robbie to claim the trophy. Steve Staunton wasn't far off stealing the celebrity title from his Liverpool colleague, producing one of the shots of the day at 18 and leaving himself with a birdie chance. But just like many a good defender who finds himself with the ball at his feet in the opposition box, Steve missed the target. Team Taifu teed off were having great fun out on the course, dicing with the pinball lottery option to the green by one of the big trees at Jacqueline Falls, and it worked. Luckily though, their celebrity Franklin Stevenson was on hand to show Steve Grill's Tom McCarthy and Simon Kershaw the more traditional route to the pin, with a bit of spin for good measure. But however you get onto the green, sinking the putts will always get you the points. In this case, enough for a third place finish in the Celebrity Amateur Golf Day. Well played, lads. And finishing tied for third place, former professional footballer Tony Curry and his Bidfood team of Anthony Hall, Garfield Weston and Gareth Hipkins. Now, spoiler alert, Gail M's MBE made not just one but two pars this year as the 2004 Olympic badminton medalist continued on her British Par 3 golfing journey, a journey which only began last year at Nelcote Hall, so the excitement understandable for Gail. Well, the pressure was building, but this is the moment when it happened, and you can say you were there. Gail's a great sport though, and she spoke to Adam Phillips out on the course.
Gail, it's great to see you here this week. How is your game shaping up?
I'd like to say that I feel really confident, that the first 2 holes have been probably the other end of the spectrum. Almost hit the show cars. A couple of people dived out the way. I had to tee off in front of a lot of people, which was worse than the Olympic final. I couldn't believe it the first time last year when I walked to the venue, just how gorgeous it was. I'd like the course to be a little bit wider, please, and I'd like there to be less water. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's incredible what people are here to support. So just be careful when I'm teeing off.
Well, we wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Back to the battle for the title now, and Team Muller were finding the points they needed on the back 9. Great chip from Joss Bamber at Nowcote Falls to recover from a tee shot into the water. Again, that took the pressure off the rest of his team. And former Great Britain athletics star Derek Redmond also found some nice shots out on the Cromwell, and time to talk to us about that iconic Olympic moment when he and his father made their way down the home straight at the Barcelona Olympics in '92 following Derek's hamstring injury. A moment in time that former US President Barack Obama says perfectly illustrates the true Olympic spirit.
There was a clip that the IOC actually put out, and I think to date it's had 110 million views on Facebook. It's had 300 and something million worldwide. So it's just gone absolutely crazy, and I guess I'm fortunate that people see it in a good light and can take something from it, which is nice because it could have easily gone the other way.
Lee Godfrey, playing alongside siblings Wayne and Warren Godfrey, impressed his celebrity Nigel Mansell with this stunning tee shot at the last for Team Browns Brothers, eventually pipping Steve Staunton to shot of the day. And at their last hole, Team Muller were having fun and getting the job done. Joe Stewart then to complete the first part of the equation. 2 pars will be good enough to win this tournament. And that leaves Eric Bristow with a putt for the championship. But before we get to that, here's Breakfast TV presenter Dan Walker trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes.
Dan, we just seen you do a double bogey on 9. Talk us through it.
No, it didn't happen. It was a birdie.
And what are your thoughts on the par 3 concept as a whole?
I think it's part of it is what golf requires. If there are more courses like this in the country, I think more people would play. You can even play around in a lunchtime if you've got a long lunchtime. 2 hours would be perfect. And on a week like this, where you've seen some amazing golf from some of the people who know what they're doing, I think there's a real future in this. That's my partner. He's trying to kill me.
Here we go then. He's been on the oche throwing for a world title. Now it's Bristow on the Cromwell, putting for another trophy. In it goes. So, confirmation of the win for Eric Bristow and Team Muller, 2 points clear of their nearest challengers, Team Kerry Foods, who put up a good fight with Peter With at the helm. A congested leaderboard signifying another fantastic day's golf to conclude this year's Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship. And so to the final gala evening of this year's event, where Derek Redmond played host to another fabulous evening of fundraising for the Rainbow's Hospice for Children and Young People. Then it was time to party as the players and guests danced the night away and celebrated the crowning of the last of the champions at this year's tournament. Eric Bristow and Team Muller took to the stage to receive their trophy from the one and only Tony Jacklin CBE. And as promised then, guys, let's finish with some bloopers. And remember, it's all about the short game. Not that short. And we got a few celebs in the frame this year. Cricketer Ryan Sidebottom proving what a versatile golfer he is, able to move the ball left and right. Some bunker fun now with Sunita. And don't worry, Sunita, Gail's having just as much fun in the sand, but happy inventing new ways to get out. And when you do get out, that doesn't always mean the pain is over. The bloopers wouldn't be complete without a couple of players going for a swim. How about this from Eric Bristow? Oh, he's in the mudhouse. Blackmore in the bunker still. We call this one the Terminator. Target 40 feet away across the 5th green. Target acquired. Lock and load. Oh dear. I'll be back. And finally, it's Naga Monchetti's team proving that advertising really does work. That's all from this year's Farmfoods British Par 3 Championship. We'll see you next year. For more information, go to BritishPar3.com.
The Farmfoods British Par 3 coverage is sponsored by the Farmfoods European Senior Masters.